The Lord be with you and with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. A good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. A hired man who is not a shepherd and whose sheep are not his own sees a wolf coming and leaves the sheep and runs away. And the wolf catches and scatters them. This is because he works for pay and has no concern for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know mine, and mine know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, I will lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that do not belong to this fold. This also I must lead, and they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one sheep. This is why the Father loves me, because I lay down my life in order to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own. I have power to lay it down and power to take it up again. This command I have received from my Father. This is the good news of our salvation. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Fourth Sunday of Easter, the Sunday of the Good Shepherd. Brothers and sisters, the word of today is very beautiful because Christ is affirming one of the 7 affirmations in the Gospel of John, where he begins, I am the bread of life, I am the resurrection. Here in the 10th chapter of the Gospel of St. John, he reveals, I am the good shepherd. Ego eimi poimen ho kalos. Now in Greek, ego eimi, this is the divine name of God, yung binigay po ng Panginoon Diyos kay Moises noong 3rd chapter ng Exodus, when Moses asked him, what name should I give that who is the one who sent me to liberate the slaves, the Hebrew, from the slavery of Egypt? And God said, tell them, I am who I am. I am present. Ego eimi. I am present. I am being, I am operating. I am working. I am being present as the good shepherd. Poimen hokalos. And when we say good, the Greek word is kalos. Kalos means more than good, but it means literally beautiful. I am the beautiful shepherd. Beautiful here does not connote an aesthetic aspect, as if it is a work of art or a beautiful panorama or view, but beautiful in a sense that it is integral, it is complete, it is fullness. That is beautiful. Yung kalos poimen, the good shepherd, the beautiful shepherd. Why is it that this shepherd is beautiful? Not just because it is morally good, but because it will reveal to us who God is and who Jesus Christ is. Kaya nga, mga kapatid, yung sinabi dito, who is this good shepherd and why he is this beautiful shepherd? Because he lays down his life for his sheep. Just in the first verses of this gospel, it tells us that the beauty is in laying down one's life. It is loving the other, like what Jesus Christ would say in the 13th chapter, in the beginning of the Last Supper, when after he washed the feet of his apostles, his disciples, He said, "There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for his friends." Christ was already announcing his deep and unconditional love for all the apostles, even Judas, the one who will betray him, even Peter, the one who will deny him. I lay down my life. Now, that's why here in this gospel, Christ would compare himself, the good shepherd, the beautiful shepherd, from the hired man. The old translation where it talks about the mercenaries, yung mga upahan na pastol, the one who are paid to take care of the flock, because taking care of the sheep, it takes about the whole time. You have to stay with them almost 24 hours. You cannot leave the sheep. So in the time of Jesus in Israel, they had to hire workers, but the difference is he works for pay. So what is more valuable for the hired man, for the mercenary? It is his pay rather than the lives and the well-being of the sheep. Yung pangangalaga ng mga tupa ay nakabase at mas mahalaga sa kanya, para sa kanya, ay yung tinatanggap niyang bayad. That's why when the wolf comes, now he leaves the sheep and runs away, and the wolf catches and scatters them. The difference with the good shepherd, he lays down his life to defend his sheep. That is a clear image of who Jesus Christ is for us and who we are for Jesus Christ. Yung value ng bawat isa sa atin, yung halaga mo sa mata ng Diyos. I always say this, it is not important who you are in the eyes of men, in who you are in your own eyes, our own eyes, but who we are, our value in the eyes of God. Our value is we are worthy of His love, worthy of His laying down His life. Kaya naman, bigyan din natin ng halaga ang pagtingin sa atin ng Diyos, na sana yun din ang maging pagtingin natin sa ating sarili. Not in a egoistic sense, in a selfish sense, but in love for oneself, that you will not allow anything to harm yourself. That means also, if Christ is our good shepherd, we are also called to shepherd our lives, to shepherd one another. We are the shepherd for one another. I am your shepherd as you are my shepherd. Kaya naman napakahalaga po, no, kung babalikan natin sa aklat ng Genesis, the book of Genesis, where the sons of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, when Cain grew jealous and envious because God accepted the gifts of Abel more than the gifts of Cain, the offerings that they have given, because Abel, who was a shepherd in the Bible, there are a lot of figures who are shepherds, like Abel, like Abraham, like Isaac, and like Jacob. They were all shepherds. Like Moses was a shepherd. King David, before he became king, before he defeated Goliath, he was a shepherd. And many prophets also were shepherds. That's why the figure of the shepherd, the true shepherd of Israel, is God, is the Lord. And here, like I was saying, when Cain was jealous of his brother Abel, he struck him down. He did not saw anymore the face of his brother, but an enemy. That's why when he struck him down, he died, and his blood came up to heaven. And when God heard this, he asked Cain, where is your brother Abel? Cain said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And am I my brother's caretaker? The word sheep and the word keeper or custodian or keeper, roe in Hebrew, no, shepherd means roe in Hebrew. We can interchange the word, am I my brother's shepherd? No? What is contrary to one's laying down of life is indifference towards the brother, is ignoring the brother. There is also another particular, no? The word shepherd in Aramaic, it says ra'ah, roe in Hebrew, ra'ah in Aramaic, which does not only mean shepherd, but it is also an expression of deep passion. Deep passion. When a shepherd, in this sense, has a deep passion for taking care of his flock. Kumbaga, all in. Kumbaga, he is sold, no? Totally given to taking care of his sheep, which is very contrary to the hired man, to the mercenary, yung pastor na upahan, na walang pakialam kung ano ang mangyari sa kanyang mga tupa. But what he is concerned of is his pay. And this is also the image, no, of idolatry. Our idols are like mercenaries, are like hired shepherd. We follow them. We follow them and we sacrifice our time, our effort, our goods, our money, ourself, our dignity, our faith. No? We sacrifice everything for the idols and also the idolatry that is also in us when we make ourselves idols, when we make and we act as if we are mercenaries and hard workers. Tayo rin. No, so, most of the times our relationship with others is with vested interest, are conditioned because of the things that we are to receive. I would love my wife because my wife would love me, so that she will not fight me, she will not argue with me. So my children, everything is with vested interest, our own interest. So most of the times, we do not only follow hired shepherds, but we act as if we are hired shepherds. We tend our flock, we tend to our lives, always thinking of what it will give us in exchange. Kung ano yung kapalit na maibibigay para sa akin. Maniniwala ako kung meron itong kapalit. Magbibigay ako, gagawa ako, if this is something that there is something for me in it. Because this is also sometimes the scandal of our lives, because maybe we have not received this type of care, that of the Good Shepherd, to lay down His life for us. No? Wala pa sigurong nagbigay o hindi natin nakita o hindi natin tiningnan. Kung meron man na tunay na nagbigay ng kanilang buhay sa atin na walang hinihinging kapalit. Maybe we did not understand and we did not see that we are being loved unconditionally. Kaya ito ay napasa generation after generation, not because your parents are evil, because your your grandparents or yung mga salinlahi natin ay masama, because maybe in their own part, in their own opportunity, they did not experience this kind of love, the love of the Good Shepherd, disposed to give His life for us. Yung pagmamahal na binibigay lamang ng Diyos, unconditional love na walang hinihinging kapalit. And also, we have to take note that the chapter 10 of John is preceded obviously by chapter 9, wherein we received that gospel months ago about the man born blind, wherein Christ healed this man, and then there was this dispute, this polemic dispute between the man healed, that was not anymore blind, and with the Pharisees and the scribes. And most of the times we have this mentality, the mentality of the Pharisees, the moralistic mentality. If you are good, you will receive blessing. If you are bad, you will receive punishment. Now that is justice as we most of the time know it and lived it, and in an existential way experienced it. Kaya nga we are used to, nasanay tayo na mamuhay that we have to earn things. Kailangan natin itong bayaran. Lahat ng ating matatanggap may kabayaran. Meron tayong kailangang ibigay. And this gospel and this Easter season and the Paschal mystery, it was to reveal to us that salvation is a gift that we are called to accept, to receive a gift. Because if we were to pay for a gift, then it is not anymore a gift. Hindi na siya regalo. Kaya naman ang hirap tayo na pumasok dun sa logic ng gospel, sa the logic of the gospel, which is to receive the life and the gift and the forgiveness from God without God asking anything in return. But of course, what would receiving this unconditional love give us? It will give us life. It will give us the experience to be able to love also gratuitously, freely, without expecting or asking anything in return. Yung makapagmahal din, makapagbigay din ng buhay without vested interest, but only loving the other because we love, not because the other is lovable or the other is worthy of our love. Because if God would reason out like we will reason out in a moralistic sense, obviously hindi tayo mamamahal ng Diyos. Because how can we live up to such high measures and standards if there was God's standard? Ang standard ng Diyos, ang sukatan ng Diyos ay ang sukatan ng pagmamahal niya na ipinamalas at ipinakita sa atin at pinaparana sa atin sa Kristong, sa mabuting pastol na nakapako sa krus. The Good Shepherd that was crucified on the cross, giving His life, laying down His life for us. I have other sheep also that do not belong to this fold. These also I must lead. He was referring to the Gentiles. He was referring to the pagans, those who did not know Christ. How can Christ lead also those others who do not belong to the fold, o yung mga hindi nakakakilala kay Kristo? Sa pamamagitan mo, sa pamamagitan ko, sa pamamagitan ng pagpapastol natin, dahil tayo ay nakaranas kung sino o paano ang mabuting pastol sa atin. And it says here, they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one shepherd. The communion, being the body of Christ, being one with Christ. Now, ito yung napakahalaga. Just as I know the Father and the Father knows me, I know my sheep and my sheep know me. They hear my voice. I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was in the year 2000, Jubilee year, I was still as a priest, as a deacon still in a valley here in Switzerland, and I had to go to the city to Lugano, and it took about an hour to get there, so I would leave early, 6 a.m. in the morning, bubukan liwayway pa, and to go to Lugano to arrive at my classes at around 8 o'clock or 7:45 or 8 o'clock. And so I would leave very early, and I remember encountering sheep's flocks, 2 flocks of sheep who were crossing the street, who were going from one direction to the other. So I stopped the car and I was waiting, and I saw the flock who was going to encounter, to meet, and so knowing that they were going to mix, and I said, okay, today I will be late going to school, because pag naghalo na, if the flock and the sheep would mix together, who would know who? Paano na ang mga kanino na ang who belongs to whom, to whose shepherd? And I heard that when they were crossing one another, the shepherds of the different flocks were like singing or making a specific sound, while they were crossing. It is because the sheep, their flock, would recognize the voice and that sound, that particular sound that the shepherd would make. Kaya naman, when they crossed, nobody was left behind. Nobody got lost, because each flock followed their own shepherd. And I saw that with my own very eyes. I was in the car and I was looking at this thing that was happening, and I was amazed, because I remembered that the sheep truly recognizes the voice of their shepherd. And how is it important for us to ask the grace of God that we recognize the voice of our shepherd? Otherwise, we will follow and we will get lost following other hired shepherds, other idols, other worldly desires in our lives. But to hear the voice of the shepherd, it means there is intimacy between them. I know, I had an experience, and we all had experiences, memorials of who Jesus Christ is for us and who we are for Jesus Christ. Yung mga panahon na sinagip tayo, niligtas tayo, inaruga tayo, inalagaan tayo, pinagaling tayo, pinalakas tayo ng pastol na ito, that is the voice of the shepherd. That is intimacy. Sabi nga, di ba, madalas sinasabi, ang mga nawalan tupa pagkatapos nilalagay sa balikat ng pastol. It is because for that sheep who was lost before familiarize itself again to the voice of the shepherd. Yung makilala niya muli. Kaya naman madalas pinahihintulutan ng Diyos ang mga krus natin sa buhay. Many times, the Lord would allow us to have a cross in our lives, to tie us up with the shepherd, with the crucified Christ on our cross, for us to familiarize ourselves again to the voice of the shepherd. Makilala mo muli sa pamagitan ng panahon na yon, yung tinig ng pastol. Na maintindihan natin na yung ibang mga tinig ay aalis when the wolf comes. When the going gets tough, the hard man gets going. Ika nga, di ba? No? But not Jesus Christ. He would stay with us. He would be with us. He would die for us. He would lay down His life for us. No one takes it from me, but I would lay it down on my own. Kusa kong ibinibigay, kusa kong minamahal ang aking mga tupa. Kaya nga napakaganda rin, no, yung ibang bahagi din ng ebanghelyo, no, na sinasabi, I am the gatefold, no, sa ibang bahagi ng kapitulo ni San Juan, no. Very interestingly, in the evening when the shepherd would lead his flock to the sheepfold, no, na it is a walled fence or enclosed, no, he would lock the gate. And sometimes when there is no gate, the shepherd would sleep, no, dun sa opening ng sheepfold, dun sa opening ng enclosure. He would be the gate. Kaya nga sabi ni Kristo, no, I am also the gatefold, no, sa ibang bahagi ng kapitulo ni San Juan sa chapter 10. Kumbaga, ganoon magbantay ang pastol na ito. Kung tayo ay binabantayan ng pastol, kung tayo ay pinahintulutan na mailagay sa isang sitwasyon, siguro yung sitwasyon na yun is correcting us. It is protecting us. It is taking care of us. No, correction is most of the time God's protection. God is has not prohibited us from living a worldly life, but He is preserving us to live a good life and not waste our life and not destroy our life, no, following other shepherds as a vagabond, no, ika nga ng Song of Songs, no. Kaya naman, brothers and sisters, it is truly a beautiful shepherd that His beauty is coming from His love for us, His sheep, no. We are the sheep, the flock His shepherd, sabi nga sa maraming salmo, no. Kaya nga, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing, no. This is the cornerstone, yung siguradong pundasyon kung saan tayo pwedeng wherein we can lay down and stand upon, and dun tayo pwedeng umasa itong pagmamahal at pangangalaga ng pastol na ito, no. And kung tayo man ay naliligaw, no, His rod and His staff, no, console me. Why? Because the rod, no, yung pastol ng mabuting pastol, the shepherd, yung baston niya ay merong parang hook, no, to get us back, to put us back in the sheepfold, no, kung tayo ay nawawala man. And sometimes He uses the rod to defend the sheep from predators, but also to hit the sheep, no, obviously not to kill it or to paralyze it or to injure it, but to make the sheep walk with the flock, to make the sheep walk in the pathway, in the way that would lead to that green pasture where the shepherd intends to bring us, no. He lays me down in green pastures and running water, no. Though I walk in the dark valley, I would fear no evil because you are with me. It is like having this cornerstone, siguradong luklukang bato para sa atin, kung saan tayo pwedeng mamahinga, kung saan tayo pwedeng manatili, kung saan natin pwedeng itayo ang ating gusali, ang ating templo, na itong relasyon natin sa Panginoon Diyos. Kaya naman, I greet each and every one a blessed and holy, good shepherd, beautiful shepherd Sunday.